Morning to you, dear listener, and welcome to Perspectives, a current affairs discussion program on iGate Radio, 95.5 Star FM, Makudi. Today, Monday, the 24th day of February, this edition of the program focuses on encouraging a peaceful political culture in Benue State. We're in 2025, but 2027 is being talked about in 2025. Are we already in 2027? How can we prioritize governance over politics at this moment? And how can we engage in politics devoid of bitterness, rancor, and acrimony that characterizes it? How can our debate politically on social media and other platforms go beyond the usual bile and insult that is being poured on people? And how can we prioritize politics of development over underdevelopment that is being experienced? These are the issues we shall try to dive into on today's edition of the program. I've been joined here in the studio by two gentlemen who are analysts, and we offer their thoughts on the way forward. Daniel Pila is a public affairs commentator, and he has joined us on this edition. Welcome to Perspectives, Mr. Pila.
Thank you very much.
I also have joining us a political analyst who is also with us on the program, Leonard Ikyem. Good to have you on Perspectives, Mr. Ikyem.
Thank you very much.
All right. I am Nathaniel Nongu, welcoming you to this Monday edition of the program. If this is your first time tuning in to Perspectives, kindly be informed that it is audience participatory. At 10 o'clock, we allow you, the listener, to phone in to also offer your thoughts on what we are discussing. The number through which you can reach us is 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. Meanwhile, the SMS line is 0912-699-9404. 0912-699-9404. That line is also available on WhatsApp. And if you are sending a text, please remember to include your full name and where you're sending your message from. Log on to our website on www.iGateRadioTV.com to listen to us and access other content on that platform as well. We are available on Radio Garden and on social media platforms where the program is streaming. You may also download the iGate Radio and TV app from Google Play Store, which avails you the platforms of our television online, the newspaper, as well as radio. We're available on all these platforms to serve you beyond boundaries. Please join us to be a part of the iGate Radio family. Always. We'll take a short breather, and once we are back, the discussion starts. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for staying with us. Now, let me begin with you, Mr. Pila. We are in 2025, February, but 2027 seems to be very much here with us, the way it has become part of our everyday conversation in our politics. Should we be focusing about 2027 now, or focusing on governance approach across the federal and various states? This is not just Benue.
We are, like rightly said, we are in 2025, only February. And our political discussion is dominated by 2027, or dominated with 2027. The reasons are not far-fetched. Both the players and the supporters will share the blame. If I am elected as a president or a governor of a state, and I have a mandate of 4 years, my focus should be on getting dividends of democracy. My focus should be on getting to the people. Let them know, have a feeling that yes, there is government. Let government's presence be available. where the player himself, where the captain of the ship has decided to now abandon governance and go into campaigns, the followers are going to queue in. And then sometimes it happens that it's not even the man who is at the helm of affairs. It is the people that are supporting him. You know, let me digress a little. We operate in a very funny way. We are psychopaths. Majority of the followers of politicians, I'm very sorry, but they are psychopaths. And so what they do is that they are always looking for a way to entice the boss, to tell him what will sweet his this thing. They want to tell him what he wants to hear and what will make him very happy, and then give them some benefits. And so sometimes it is not even the boss, it is the followers that hit up the politic. If I am elected as a boss and I'm focused, I want to deliver democracy to the people. Even when you bring such a thing, I will tell you, please, sir, thank you very much, but the time it's not yet ripe. We are just less than 2 years into our government. We shouldn't be talking about the next tenure, because this mandate is constitutionally for 4 years. And so let us focus so that by the time we come out to campaign, certainly campaigns will come. Let what we have done campaign for us. There is a difference between when you are seeking election for the first time. You are promising, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. Now the people have trusted you with the mandate. When you are coming the second time, you shouldn't be telling us that I will do that. No, I have done this, I have done this. And so this is the time to sit down and prepare what you are going to give to the people when you go out for campaigns in the next session. Election cycle. So I think that talking about 27 in the very first quarter of 2025 is heating up the politics unnecessarily. I think politicians, both the leaders and their followers, should please calm down and allow this year to go to the end. I know that INEC certainly will do their job. They will bring a timetable, tell us when to campaign, when to do this, when to do this. Now, of course, consultations will always will always happen. But when you have taken it out of the level of consultation to full-blown campaigns, is going to distract. Even you who is a leader, even you who is the person at the helm of affairs, this will distract you. Because once you have agreed with that line of discussion, know that torrents of supporters, everybody is coming. I am coming to endorse you, I am coming to do this, so that they can get something out of it. And so it is going to distract you. So I think that it is too early a time to start talking about the next election cycle when we have not yet clocked 2 years into the very election which we just had.
All right. Now, Mr. Ikyem, let me have your thoughts. Like your co-panelist mentioned, it's too early, but it is here very much with us. Why the distraction for 2027 when we have a governance that is just barely 2 years at the federal and most of the states, at least most, because only a few states are off-cycle election?
Thank you very much. I want to tell you that some of us, we always fought our electioneering processes and how we elect our leaders. The problem is with us. 2027 is very far away. We are not even yet crossed the first quarter of 2025, and you can see posters are even out. You can see branded vehicles all over the town. I've not been to other places where I've seen same, but here in Benue, I can show 1 or 2 places that I've seen branded vehicles for political offices in 2027. The problem lies with the heads. And why do I say so? When you have a vision to develop a state, you have a program, and you know when to roll it out. But when you don't have a vision, everything is played at the same time. We are just a year and 8 months into this administration. We expect that the leadership of the state today will be executing projects which will serve as tools for campaigns for the government come 2027. We don't expect to see the leader himself at every public forum telling people that his mandate is for 8 years and no one is going to take anything out of it. Spewing that if you don't even want it, you should leave the state and only come back after 8 years, when he knows the mandate was given to him for just 4 years. Our constitution has not given anybody the right to enjoy a single term of 8 years. We have only 4 years tenure. Now, when a leader starts speaking like that, then definitely others are bound to follow. In leadership, it is beholden on the leader to lay down what he wants his people to do, especially when those things are constitutional. It is possible for the governor of any state, not only Benue, to say they don't want to see any political campaigns yet, pending when INEC and political parties brings out their guidelines. But is it possible when your the vehicles are being branded in your name and you are stopping others from doing same? It becomes hypocritical. So the truth is that I blame us ourselves for not checking the type of leaders we elect first. That is one of the issues. That is where we also share in part of the blame. We elect people without having their manifestos, without seeing what they want to do. They will just tell you, I'm coming to come and do this, coming to come and do this, without being scientific about it. You are coming to come and lead us. Yes, agreed. What do you have for us? You cannot just say you are bringing heaven to earth. You should first tell us, how much do you think we generate? How much do you think we get from Federation's account? How much is our return from direct investment? How much is our recurrent expenditure? Debt servicing. Now, when you subtract that, you'll be able to know what is remaining for you to carry out developmental projects. And then with that, you'll be able to analyze and have a timetable of what you want to do. You could start, this is what I want to achieve my first year, my second year, maybe the third year, then introduce a little bit of campaigns. But when you start your administration in the first year, and you, the leader yourself, is telling people at every given public forum that I have a mandate of 8 years, and with these 8 years, if you don't want, you leave my jurisdiction or my state. Definitely, the environment is going to be heated up. So, in as much as we, the led too, are part of the problem, I give 70% of this problem to the leadership of every state, not only in Benue. The greed, I don't know whether the word is too strong, but I think it's what can bring import into what I'm saying. Because if it is not greed, everybody should concentrate on the mandate that is already given. Once the mandate is executed, people will look into the projects that you have done, and those projects will campaign for you, not by getting a location, a lot of promises on ground, and then you start that everybody who wants to be a governor given the chance. So now you get to be ready. You're led. The people that you are leading are going to, so if the person who is in charge doesn't have that kind of strength, they will start moving from one, even if they are crawling, they will start moving from one local government to the other before 2026. At least they might have gone up to 20 local governments. We're just waiting for them to complete the 3 local governments in 2027. So that's what is playing out here.
All right, Mr. Pila. Now, in the midst of all this, you both have attributed the problem to the leaders and the led, and particularly, if I got you correctly, the followers. You particularly stated that some followers are psychopaths.
Yes.
Why should we have this political culture of urging our leaders on for second-term elections when the current mandate for governors is yet to even go midway into it?
You see, we have a system, and I beg your pardon if I'm going to be too hard here, but we have a system that seems to reward psychophancy, that seems to reward mediocrity, that seems as well. That is where people are now. You see that if you are a politician and they mark you out as being so intelligent, I'm telling you that not every leader will like you. Many people will not like you. When they mention, so no, don't talk about that guy here. That guy too sabi. That's what they will tell the people. And so they are always looking for followers who are coming to do psychophancy, who are coming to do eye service, those who will be pushing their own agenda, even when they know that the people are against certain things. They are coming back to, God, as we come out today, it is only your name that the people are calling. When in their hearts, they know that is not the truth. They are not coming to tell the leader that, sir, this is the issue. We went out today and this is what we have found. This is what the people are saying. Can you please look into this? You will hardly find that kind of environment. And so people, and then some leaders too, when you tell them this kind of thing, believe me, you are not going to come close to them again. And so people now know that, followers now know that if I go to my Oga and I tell him the correct thing, I may be blocked from seeing him. He might not even give me transport. So it's better I come to lie. It is better I come to tell him something very sweet that is not even actually on ground, so that I can get something and then have another opportunity of seeing him tomorrow. If we have good leaders, if we have genuine leaders who are ready to work for us, who are ready to take us out of this current situation we are, right from recruitment, right from their choice of appointments, you will see that they will bring on the table technocrats. They will bring on the table people of proven integrity. They will bring on the table people who can tell them certain things in the face. And so, but because they don't want to be challenged, they don't want to hear the truth, they recruit certain persons who will always be a yes men around them. And so they watch. In fact, it gets to a level that in some places, you see that people they are watching. What is Oga wearing today? They wear the same type of clothes. What is Oga wearing today? What is Oga eating today? That's how as bad as it is, that's how bad it is. And so, leaders, I want to take it on both sides. First, our leaders, their recruitment process should be such that people who are intelligent, people who have things to offer, those who have capacity should be recruited, should be appointed. They should be ready to listen to these people. They should be ready to take whatever these people tell them. Go back to sleep. Even when you don't like the message, go back to sleep and think over it. There might be a sense into what the person is telling you. But a situation where you don't want to hear the truth, a situation where you want what I call psychophancy, I don't want to use certain words, around you, you will certainly fail. Because whether you like it or not, they are going to push you into what they want. Because some of these people, that's their farm. That's their career. They do that as farming for a living. So if you are governor today, you see them around you. They are praising you. They are clapping for you. They can even clean your shoe, do everything. Don't be surprised. The very day you are no longer the governor, turn back, they have left you already. They are looking for the next person who has food on the table. And so they will always be around you, and they will always tell you the things they know will bring out some favors. Let us be, like Ikyem said, if I am the governor of a state and in 2025, February, or even January, I start talking about 2027, I should have a commissioner, I should have an advisor who in the closet, who in my parlor, when we have retired back home, to tell me, Your Excellency, that outing was good, but it would have waited small. So he might not like it. If you are a good leader, you ask him, why do you say so? The person will be able to defend his own statement. If you say that kind of thing around other leaders, you will never come back to the house again. Leaders must be patient. Leaders must be ready to take advices. Leaders should be ready to listen. Open up yourself so that you can hear from everybody. It is not just the people around you. No. Sometimes these people might even gang up to defraud you. But you must open up yourself. Listen to people. There are several avenues you can listen. You might not have the time to listen to the radio, but you can buy newspapers. You can even, when you attend public functions, you allow people to talk, they tell you the truth. And so several opportunities are there. Today, my own position is that it is, like I've already said it is too early in the day to start talking about 2027. It will heat up the polity. Definitely. Because like my brother Ikyem said, once you are the governor and you have started talking about campaigns, every other political party will start. But if you are focused, everybody will be watching. Let me look at the next move. Because usually our own type of politics here is that we watch the person in power. It is based on your disposition. It is based on your activities. It is too early in the day.
Politicians promote a culture of tolerance and respect for opposing views.
When you talk about opposing views, I think you are trying to remove democracy out of it, because in a democratic setting, opposition is the key.
Yeah, but respecting the culture of tolerance for it and respecting opposing views to maintain the peaceful and political culture.
Yeah. The truth is that, like I said earlier, our leaders are the issue here. Nobody wants to be told that they have done something bad. Nobody wants to be told that they have unpopular policies. And then you are talking about tolerance. It has to start from the way we recruit our leaders. In my first comment, I spoke about our selection process, how we select our leaders. If you see somebody who is autocratic by nature, you should know. Build up to your campaigns. Your own team should be able to identify that this person is somebody who can tolerate our opposing views. And our role to play. Most of the candidates that we put up for people to vote, we know that they are not good people. But sometimes because they have the financial muscle, or they have the connections, or they are popular. And then we leave the credible persons who would have done a better job there to pick those that, after winning elections, becomes demigods. People that we cannot approach. If the Nigerian democracy today, if our leaders decide to throw a listening ear and tolerate opposing views, we are going to celebrate the best democracy in the world. Not as if the bad things are not being said, but they are not being heard. So the major problem here, we have to continue with enlightenment campaigns. Agate Radio has a role to play in this, same as any other media outfit, and the people, those voices have to keep coming. We have to keep telling them, telling our leaders, telling the institutions that bring up these leaders, that these are the kind of people we need. We need a kind of people that will be able to listen to people, listen to political parties. You have a situation where leaders in government that have won elections under political parties have become bigger than those political parties, that they cannot even listen to those political parties. Back in the days, when somebody is elected, he listens to the views of the political party. Sometimes when you want to say something and you feel that the person, it cannot get to the person, you pass to the political party.
Yeah.
But it has become a different ball game today. So the campaign has to start right now with the institutions like the media, like political parties, their own recruitment process, their own selection process, own nomination processes. Let's look at the kind of people that we can parley with, the kind of people that will not be bigger than the institutions that brought them. When you give anybody, either chairman, president, or governor, the first thing that he wants to do is to remove those people that aided his getting the nomination ticket, to put stooges so that he can control at his own whims and caprices. Those are the issues that are causing problems. And then when the next person that is there wants to eat, he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't want to oppose his boss so that he will not be removed, just like my friend that Pila said. The problem majorly is with the leaders. Once, I'm talking about leaders and only leaders of governors or senators, no, political parties too. When they listen, the choices we make today, if they listen to people, the people that are under them, they will not make those choices as political parties, flag bearers. But at some point, you will discover that our votes during nominations doesn't count. Leaders will sit and determine the best way to get a candidate for the party. The aim is to win elections. The aim is not to rule a people in a way it's supposed to be. Until we deviate from choosing political candidates to win only elections, we will not get the solution to this problem. When we have candidates that can win elections and are prepared with the right vision to move every office that they are elected into forward, that is when we will be able to talk about tolerance. Otherwise, we will keep carrying out campaigns, we keep talking, and the same thing will keep happening. But like we said, like earlier said, we are supposed not to stop. We are supposed to keep preaching tolerance from our leaders, and then we are supposed to keep telling them to listen to the voice of the led. There are procedures for you to know exactly what is on ground. The whole thing is, they are not prepared. They were not prepared ab initio. Because if I'm a governor today or a local government chairman, and on my budget, I know that I'm going to construct Ishabakud Road in 2 weeks. And if that road is not completed within 2 weeks, is anybody supposed to tell me that that road is not done? I'm supposed to know. So what do I want people to praise me for constructing a road that I have not done, and I know myself that I have not paid for? Or even if I paid for, I know it's not done. So we tell the leaders what they want to hear. And that is why you see most of us have been very close to government, but who have not been in government. Because Leonard will always tell you what you want, what is right. And like you said, most of the times they said he knows too much. When you call me for any political campaign, I ask you, what do you want us to achieve? After this, what are we going to do? What is going to be my role? Am I going to be a consultant? Am I going to be in your government? Or are you going to be taking advice from me? These are pertinent questions that everybody is supposed to ask. If you want to come for consultancy, you pay. And that's everything I give it to you. If you want to practice it, fine. If you don't want, fine. But if you want me to be actively involved in the process, we should sit down and look at good leadership qualities, patience, tolerance. Once a leader is patient and tolerant, he achieves everything. So, like you said, and like you asked, trying to get leaders who will be tolerant and to opposing views has to begin with the campaigns that we are doing here, and with the political parties to know and be very cautious of their nomination and their selection processes, so that at the end of the day we'll have leaders that are prepared to listen to opposing views.
Please, right. Let me just briefly.
The same question you will address, Mr. Pila. Okay. Maybe there's more you want to add to it in terms of respecting opposing views and having a sense of tolerance amidst the political parties and between the politicians.
The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, has given everybody the right to express himself, the right to peaceful assembly, the right to associate with whoever you want to associate, as far as you are not violating any law. As far as that speech which you want to make or your expression it's not against another person's right, you are expected to get protection from government. That's what the government should do. I will make an appeal because Ikyem has said a lot about tolerance. I want to make an appeal, and this appeal is going to the governor of Benue State. It's a very passionate appeal. Recent happenings in the state do not point Benue into a very good democratic state. Sorry. That here in Benue, there is a ban on political activities. We find that certain political parties or a political party hosts our own rallies and everything. When it's the turn of another, everybody, whether the police or whatever, is dragged to stop that kind of this thing. I think it is not too good, and I want to appeal to him to look into this. You cannot say there is a ban on political activities, so any other person cannot talk, but if the ones you want are operating. This is a democratic state. We are not in a military junta, and so if that ban is to take effect, let it be in total. We shouldn't have people who are above the ban. You find even in the same political party where he comes from, you see that if you go to the secretariat, the place is blocked. How? I don't understand the meaning. I don't understand why. But that's my own appeal. If there is a ban, it should be a total ban. But if you are going to have a window, you open for this particular group of people to do their own activities, then you close back. The other people they want to do, you tell the commissioner of police, please don't allow them. That is heating up the polity. And it shouldn't be coming from the number one person in the state. It shouldn't be coming from the first man of the state, because certainly...
Anyway, in terms of blocking any other political party, like you are alleging, that one is just an allegation. But for the ban, yes, maybe it may have been started in public domain. But for any other political parties not being able to carry out their function, that one may just be a pure allegation subject to be proven. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I think I will leave it at that now. I've made my own appeal. I think that's enough. You see, when you come into a position, first, there is a process. The Constitution says you must, for the governor and the president, and in fact, for every office that is contested, you must belong to a political party. That political party must sponsor you. And so, right from the beginning of this process, there is nowhere that you have only one person contest for a particular position. there are always contestants. For the fact that you were chosen and the other people also agreed to work with you should show you that you should be tolerant. That alone should tell you that it is good to tolerate, because if the other people who contested with you did not tolerate the decision that it should be you, then everything would have spoiled. It is this tolerance that make us contest election, lose, but still work for the party to win election. That is where tolerance should start. If you are chosen amongst many who are aspirants, you should know that you have to be tolerant. And when you go into election, there are several candidates that aspire for certain offices. Only in a few cases that you may have only one or two. The people say, okay, it is you that we want. It is you that we want does not mean that the other people are no longer human beings. They are also human beings. They also have the rights which you have under the Constitution. They are also members of their own political parties. And so for the fact that you were allowed to do this, please be kind enough. We shouldn't be begging for this in the first place, but we have to beg because we are into very odd times. And so we have to beg that leaders should tolerate. Leaders should open up their minds. They shouldn't be too hardened on opposition. Because if you don't have an opposition, I bet you are going into dictatorship. That's what happens. When there is no opposition, we are going straight into dictatorship, because nobody is going to check you. Whatever you do, the people are clapping for you. How are you going to rule in that manner? So we must allow the opposition to thrive. We must allow them, because most times nobody's an island. You might sit in an ESCO to discuss a particular policy very extensively. But when you come out and you begin to take views from this, you begin to see that people are picking holes. There is no way a discussion or a plan can be perfect. When you listen to opposing views, some of these opposing views are very critical. They are genuine. Listen to this kind of statements and then check yourself again. This thing I want to do, and the people are saying you should have been this way. How am I going to go back to your ESCO? This was what we planned, but these are the views of the people. What do we do? This is how it should be. It shouldn't be that when you sit down and say, I want to do A, whether the entire state say, no, you should have been B. You say, no, once I am the governor, or once I'm the senator, once I'm the president, it must be A that I will do. That is wrong. That is not democracy. And we are in democracy, we are practicing democracy. Our appeal to the leaders is that they should be tolerant. Now, the monies they get, the monies they use to run these offices, is not their pocket money. The money comes from the federation account for the governors, and even for this thing. It is the taxes that we pay. Everybody is a taxpayer. You pay tax every day. When you make phone calls, your monies are being deducted. So it's not me. I mean, when we say we pay tax, some people don't understand. Everybody pay tax in this country. One way or the other, you must pay tax. And so it is this money that's aggregated and then sent to states, to local governments to run these offices. It is a money that is given to you to use it for the benefit of the people. Because there must be a leader, the Constitution provides so. And so when you take this money, you are running these offices with the people's money. Don't turn around to be a dictator. What the cars you drive, the office, the comfort, everything is given to you so that you should be comfortable to do the job. It is not that you should turn a lord over the people. We must tolerate. That's my own position.
All right, dear listener, if you're just tuning in, you are listening to Perspectives on iGate Radio 95.5 Star FM Makurdi. This morning we are discussing encouraging a peaceful political culture in Benue State, and at 10 o'clock, you for 335-9292. The number once again is 0814-335-9292. Meanwhile, the SMS line, which is also available on WhatsApp, has been activated. The line is 0912-699-9404. 0912-699-9404. Please remember to include your full name and where you're sending your message from. Now, Mr. Ikyem, how can citizens hold their leaders accountable, and of course, in the direction of promoting peaceful politics and good governance.
That's what we've been trying to achieve since the return of democracy. Today has been lack of accountability. Once leaders are elected and the subjects, the masses, start asking questions about accountability. First, some say that you are insulting the leaders. Some say that you are trying to accuse the leaders of corruption. That has been our biggest problem since the return of democracy. We must keep telling them the truth. Once there's no accountability, there's no trust. Leadership, especially executive offices, has to do greatly with accounts. Even in our daily lives, if you send somebody to buy you, tells you, I bought it. If you give him 1,000, maybe he tells you, I was able to buy it for 900, or I bought it for 1,050 naira, or I bought it for that inside 1,000 naira you gave me. That is what everybody's expecting, and that is what democracy is. That leaders should be able to tell the people they lead each and everything they do with their finances or they do with their trust. Accountability does not only entail finances. It entails how you are spending the trust that people has given to you. The major problem of democracy in Nigeria is that our people whom we elect into offices feel that once you start asking questions about their stewardship, then you are not only opposing them, you want them to be removed from those offices, and you are accusing them of corruption. That is a practice we must have to discuss very seriously if we want any development. Let me give you Benue State as an instance. When the President Governor, His Excellency Hassan Alia PhD, was vying for election, I listened to him, I heard him, I watched him severally on television, accusing the government that lasted before him of not opening up, of not telling people the wage bill of the state, of not telling people the wage bill of the local government. He went further to even say that even the civil servants themselves who prefer these accounts don't know. The videos are there in the public eye. We expected, that prompted some of us seriously to work for him, and we expected that when he comes here, he will be any different. Up till now, the people of the state don't know what accrues from the federal allocation. The government has not disclosed it one day. We are about getting to 2 years of tenure, or the first term of office. We don't know the interest-generated revenue. We don't know the return from direct investments. We don't know how much we service our debts. We only hear that Benue has social debts, Nobody. The governor has not, or the accountant general has not for once sat on a program like this to tell us how much has been accrued and how much has been expended and how much is left, or whether we are still deeply in debt and when we are going to be out of those debts. Once a government is not accountable, there is no way you can tell me that the government is performing. Because if I don't know how much you are getting, I cannot appreciate you for doing anything. If you are getting 20 billion in a month and you are executing projects of 2-3 billion, how should I praise you? Where goes the remaining 17 billion or 15 billion? You can only appreciate a government when it becomes when it is accountable. Yes, we heard in papers that the previous administrations were getting allocations within the range of between 4.7 to 6 billion. We have also heard what we saw what they did and what they did not do, and we took them on that. Now we brought in a different administration. The masses voted massively for a different administration because they were dissatisfied with what happened. And then another political party has come in with a different candidate who preached against those practices. We are almost 2 years into the administration. That same leader has not been able to tell us how much we get, how much we expend, and how much we service our debts. So the issue of accountability has become a very, very serious issue. And without it, you cannot assess the performance of any government. Because if somebody who's getting 2 billion will be able to execute projects of 1.2 billion, then if you are getting 10 billion and you are still executing the same projects of 1.2 billion, it means the person who got just 2 billion is more than you. So what our leaders want to hear is that they are working. They are working. They are doing this. They are paying salaries. They are constructing roads. But they don't want to open up to us. So accountability is very asking questions. For those of people who don't want to lose their voices, who want to shut up because they have not been heard, I think they are being heard. For some of us who have been demanding for accountability, not as if we are not heard. We are heard. Even when nothing is being done, we are heard. And the leaders know that some people are out there asking questions. We should keep asking questions. So I use this opportunity to appeal not only to the leadership of the state, the leadership of this country too, and everybody who holds stewardship, who has stewardship of either an organization or anywhere, even in the church. Accountability is key. Accountability brings trust. It gives people the right sense to appreciate you. Once you are in leadership and there's no trust, nobody can appreciate you. And even when you are appreciated, those ways of appreciation comes more from sacrifice who are benefiting from the same system. No just person will come out to appreciate you because knowing or you being accountable, know exactly how much was gotten, how much was expended, and how much is left. So we should continue. I think nobody is going to get tired here. Even if some people are tired on the way, others are coming up. Nobody should get tired. It is our money. It is our mandate. And any mandate that is given.
Yes. Now, the same question I would like you to address. How can citizens hold leaders accountable in the way of promoting peaceful politics and good governance?
We'll ask questions. Very serious questions. I want to say something. I want to cue into what Mr. Ikyem has said, because I remember that when His Excellency Dr. Samuel Otom was the governor of Benue State, I remember, and it's on record, that for every month he was on radio, and during that time, particularly Radio Benue, to tell Benue people, this is what we have got for this month. This is what is our IGR. And he did it throughout the stadium. He never hid a dime from what he got from the federation account. These things are on record that he did it. And so you now appreciate, this is what this man has got. This is what he has been able to do. This is what he has not done. You appreciate it, because if you look at the market, as you do a market survey and you are able to find out, this is how much this man has gotten. And he never traveled without telling Benue people. Otom never left Makodi without the people of Benue knowing where he is going. Why? Because the money you use as a governor or as a political, as a public office holder, It's not your money. It's the people's money. That office you are holding in trust for the people. And so it behoves on you to let the people know where are you going, so that they are able. You can't just leave us here and then you travel, you go to anywhere, even outside the country, we only see some pictures. That is also part of accountability. Accountability does not only include money. We must know it. You are a public person. You are no longer a private person. Once elected into office, you are no longer a private person. You owe us a duty. For we, the followers, it is our duty to ask questions. Sir, how much are we getting from Abuja? Okay, how much is our IGR? So how much have you done how much are you executing these projects? Now, before you award a contract, there are certain procedure. There is a procedure which you must follow. There are certain things you must do. If you want to do a project, it must be advertised. There will be tender. People will bid for it, and all these processes before you choose the best. In the last 2 years or 1 year, 8 months, I have not seen where any single contract has been advertised in Benue. It's part of accountability. We ought to know where are the companies, who are the people doing these projects. Now, there's what we call capital flight. If the people are not aware, how are we sure that the money that is meant for Benue is used within Benue alone? We should be able to know the companies who are working for us. Where are they coming from? Are they outside the state, so that they are taking our monies out of Benue? The money is supposed to circulate within. We have companies that have the capacity to carry out certain projects in the state here. These people should be used, and they can only be used when there are advertisements for these projects. You open up the contracts for bidding, and then there is this before you award contracts unilaterally. That is also part of accountability. And so all these things we are supposed to ask. We are asking questions. Sir, how much have we got? Have you got? What do you plan to do for it? We are supposed to know. We go to the assembly to present a budget for every year. What happened after the budget? Do they follow up? And if they are following up, are they telling the people in the assembly? It's not restricted to one person. Everybody has a role to play here. The people in the assembly, you approve budgets. How do you follow up? What's your oversight? Have you gone on oversight to check these things? If these projects or contracts are awarded without your approval, what are you supposed to do as an assembly? All these things have to be in check. And that's where the issue of checks and balances come in. And so, as followers, we must be able to ask questions. Ask the man who is representing you in the State House of Assembly, what's Benue's budget in 2025? You approve this budget. Can I get a breakdown of the budget? How many percent of the budget is going to education? What's the percent that is going to health? Which one is going to infrastructure? Which one is going to this? We must ask. And so even if you can't ask the governor, you have a representative in the assembly who approves these budgets. He is expected to brief his own constituents. And so we will be able to know. If they are telling us that we don't know what is happening there, we will record them because they are not representing us. They must know. They are supposed to know. They should know. So that when we ask them, they will tell us.
All right. We'll take a short breather, and when we are back, we'll start engaging with you, the listener. Kindly stay with us. Welcome back from that short break, dear listener. And thank you for staying with us. Or if you're just joining us, you are listening to Perspectives on iGate Radio 95.5 Star FM Makudi. This morning, our discussion is focused on encouraging a peaceful political culture in Benue State. The number to participate on the program is 0814-335-9292. The number, once again, is 0814-335-9292. Once you connect with us, we would like to know your full name, and then you go ahead. Your full name and where you are calling from, then you make your submission. The SMS line is 0912-699-9404. 0912-699-9404 is available for SMS and WhatsApp. If you are utilizing it, please include your full name and where you are sending your message from. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
My name is Theophilus. I'm from Bekwango.
Okay. Good to have you join us, Theophilus.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to say that it is too early for politics to resurface in the state, in this present administration, because our leaders earlier told us that politics are over. It is now time for governance. So when politics and governance are inducing or calling for people to canvass for elected position, to at least hold down and wait for the third year in this administration so that they will begin to call on people of their choice to come and canvass for elected position. If that is done, the environment will suffer for our projects to see the light of the day. So I want to call on them once again to also told their people who they are supporting them to also maintain that same decorum so that our government will be safer for people to run it well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Theophilus, for calling in. It is too early for politics. Governance should be the focus now, and leaders should tell their supporters, calm down, be calming down, like one of the panelists here said. Leaders and our followers should be calming down at this moment. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Perspective.
My name is thank you so much. My name is Joe Gundu. I'm calling from Tekomi here in Makodi.
Thank you, Joe Gundu.
Yes, I just want to thank the analyst in the studio. He has spoken well. Those are the problems we have in Benue State and in Nigeria in general, that we are lacking development. The years Nigeria got independent now are much. And the day that Benue State was created, if you calculate the years, there are too many for us to develop more than what we are now. But in modern days, the target is to go and make money, not to suffer for people, not to serve the people. Once the money is being pushed into the coffers of the government, they sit and share this money most of the times without essential development. So their interest is to witch hunt others and make their money and go away. That's the problem we're having, but I think God is watching them. And my advice to you people is that you have been hosting various people in the studio. I want to advise you that please look for ways of bringing clergy people here in the studio so that we'll come. One day the program will be on prayer. We, the callers, we will call and pray against those people who are not willing that this state should be developed. The clergy people in the studio will be praying against those people who want these Benue people not to develop. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Joe Gondo. Maybe the days we host clergy, you never join us, but we have always, anyway, just that we have never dedicated the program to prayer alone. All the same, we appreciate you for calling in.
You have been doing a very good job.
Thank you.
Even if they are failing to do what we are saying, they are hearing it, as the analyst said. They are aware of what they are doing. Because if you begin to commit a crime without anybody telling you, you will know that what you are doing is wrong.
Thank you, sir. We are encouraged by your kind words. Thank you. Okay, anyway, Joe Gundu wants us to take the spiritual direction too. We should pray. We pray a lot in this country. Maybe one of these days we will dedicate the program to prayer. Pray for Nigeria. And that's what we'll be doing. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir.
To all the participants in the studio.
Thank you, sir.
I am Honorable Matthew Nyam.
Thank you, sir.
Northern.
All right, good to have you join us, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Some of these programs are so tempting, and they made us get scarcity of choices of words. And the way we are being hurt, I am sorry, let me not step on anybody's toes. But when we elected leaders, suddenly these leaders become our bosses. There's a thin difference between a leader and a boss. But when you get to know who is a leader, these are people that seek the opinions of their people and they work towards it. But who is a boss? This is the person that use vulgar languages, they insult, they intimidate, and then it becomes so difficult for us to know what you are doing because you are threatening the people you are governing. And this is giving us problems. Sometimes we are electing people to be our leaders, they suddenly become boss. How I wish one of the lieutenants of the government, the present government, is also in the studio, so that they defend some of these things. It is getting out of hand. I yesterday queried something on WhatsApp, written by the chief deputy majority leader, Beja Fred. He's trying to explain why 30 people were suspended, and I told him there are certain things that are bad but are necessary, and there are some that are good but are not necessary. As a leader, that becomes that plays about flexibility. You suspended 8 assembly members from Zombi when the whole Zombi has just 10. You suspended 8, only 2 are left. How will these people now report back to their subject what is going on there? This also boils back about not being transparent. So when leaders become bosses, they are dancing in the room of tyranny. So I want to play to our leaders. When you are elected as a leader, behave like a leader, not being a boss, not insulting people here and there,
All right.
and then encouraging your lieutenants also to be insulting people here and there,
Thank,
trying to cover up things that are not good. Please,
thank you,
we
sir.
should learn how to be leader. There is a difference between a leader and a boss.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you. Thanks so much for your submission. Deeply appreciated. Our leaders should not be bosses. And of course, we should encourage a culture of peace and tolerance in our engagements. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, Nathaniel.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. My name is Takuruku Anyamazinga. I'm calling from Abesemba Yion, Boko local government.
Okay, go ahead, Takuruku.
The topic of today is a good topic.
Takuruku, is he the father of thief or the son of thief? Anyway, Nyamazinga, go ahead.
Father of thief.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would like to say on this topic is it's now time for INEC to start checkmating these political activities. Because if INEC is checking them, there may be sanctions on those of them that are carrying out these activities early. Each and every activity in this politics has time. When it's time for campaign, INEC will give the timetable and we order for campaign. But if they are not checking them, this is how the politics will be heated. And this is not the best for us. So INEC should be checking them and giving them some sanctions to curtail all of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you for calling in, Takuruku. Okay, INEC should be checking to ensure that the timeline for everything is complied with. When it is not time for campaigns, no posters, no billboards. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Jude Perry.
Okay.
I'm calling from Bakume.
All right, go ahead, Jude.
Thank you, Nathan. Wonderful presenter. I salute your guest.
Yeah, my guests are not
well.
elected.
Thank you.
You see, the issue of politics in Nigeria, and particularly in Benue State, is worrisome. People, or we the electorate, we should be assessing and voting candidates based on what or who they are and not what they are in the society. Their pedigree should speak volumes for we the electorate. Sometimes a candidate will be good. I want to say that we should start from the recruitment side. Now, if a candidate will be good, we possess, they will tell you, oh no, do candidate.
Hello, Jude. Hello, Jude, are you there? Jude? Oh, quite unfortunate we lost connection with Jude. But the line is still available, Jude. Not to worry if you're joining us.
Hello.
All right.
Colin.
Welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, I thank all of you in the studio. You have done a very good job.
Thank you.
And the bulk of money that comes to the state is from the local government area. Hence, this question is pertinent. Why are they not paid in their own areas when the staff of the Benue state and other ministries have been paid 3 months arrears? That's my take.
Okay, Sound John, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Anyway, the program is just a general analysis, so we do not have government officials that may respond to your poser. That should have been addressed to them properly. But that's okay, maybe on another day when we have them on separate engagement. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
And you are just in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Isaac A.K. Toziki, calling from Aganto Gate.
Okay, Isaac, go ahead.
Yes. Problem that we are having in the state is just because people in the state, majority of Benue people are psychos. No, not everybody. I say majority. They are the one causing confusion. If somebody have one nation,
it's good that you said not everybody because
not everybody. No,
Benue people should be respected. We should be sensitive to respect.
No,
Okay.
not everybody.
Fine.
That is our problem in the state. Because if somebody have won the election, everybody will be wrong for the people. If just like the your guests have said, they will not tell the person the truth because they need money from the person. Maybe you are going wrong. They will be telling you that you are going to find. Even somebody wants to question a wrongdoing, they will just mobilize and come and start attacking you that you are against the government. All which you are saying the truth. So please, we should stop this in Benue State. That is what is taking us back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. We should stop psychophancy. Anyway, I was going to protest when you said majority, but it's good that you turned down that position. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Nathaniel and the guests in the house.
Thank you so much.
There is one vital, unique aspect of our
may we know your name?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm Brother Emeka Oji calling from Welfare Portal.
All right, thank you, Brother Emeka Oji.
So there's one vital, unique factor in Nigerian politics that the discussants didn't mention when they were talking about leadership recruitment. There can be no leadership recruitment on a fairness level in Nigeria. And that is the issue of this godfather. Because in Benue State and River State and some other places, that has been the main setback in governance. And it's playing out in many states as we speak. So I don't know why they left it out, because the genesis of the problem, I heard one of the discussants talking about blocking the secretariat, having to this and that. That is the biggest challenge we have in Nigeria. Then another thing is this, most of the politicians in Nigeria are just there for what we enter their stomach and their pocket. So when they're talking about opposition, it's not that the other party wants you to join them, but willingly. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So willingly, any party that is in power, right from the supporters, you see them crossing carpet, they will be confessing that, oh, I was in the darkness, now I've seen the light. When the other party wins again, they will see another light. So they keep moving. It's so worrisome. So the whole thing is a mess. So despite all their beautiful analysis, I don't see any change. I'm not a pessimist, but I'm a cautious optimist. When you analyze all these things, I don't see any way forward. If this issue of godfatherism if this issue of people who go into politics are just there for money's sake, we see next year, next governorship or next person that comes, you are going to invite the same people and they will say the same thing over and over and again. So there must be a break somewhere. Something must be done to break this issue of godfatherism and politicians who don't know what they're going there to expect for money and the rest.
Okay. Emeka Ochi, thank you very much. That's why it's a discussion program and it's audience participatory. What the guests in the studio are not able to cover and you have insight to contribute on, feel free. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Could you move away from your radio set?
My name is Tewasi Kwangisa. I'm calling from Akodi.
Thank you, Tewasi.
Yeah. My question, the young man that called come to the last almost answered me concerning who has saddled with the responsibility of checkmating or stopping our leaders that have been elected, particularly as governors, in our not to much better than they are supposed to start. Because
hello, Tewasi.
What?
Hello, Tewasi. Yeah. Kindly just change your position a bit. Let's see if the network will improve at your end because it's breaking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, speak on.
Yes, our elected leaders, particularly governors, who have been given the mandate to serve for 4 years. And in the second year of their tenure, they are already campaigning in the second tenure. Secondly, coming off as key.
Oh, Tewasi.
Our leader was. No.
Tewasi, the network seems to be doing us bad with you. We really cannot get the remaining part of what you're saying. Hello? I'm sorry, Tewasi, we'll have to disconnect at this point. We took note of your first comments, but the second one, the network is getting more poorer. And maybe those who are saddled with the responsibility don't want you to aid that. I'm only thinking. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Yes, please. My name is Doris. I'm calling you from Benue City in Taka local government.
Okay, the name is Doris. Doris who?
Yes, please. Doris Yochi.
Doris Yochi.
I'm calling you from, yes, Benue.
Okay, go ahead, Doris Yochi.
All right. I appreciate your program. And I also appreciate the contribution of the people in the studio.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add my voice about the accountability issue.
Yes, go on, Doris. We are listening to you.
Yeah, it's important that our leaders know that they are not elected to be emperors. They are elected to be servant leaders, remembering our late Yaradua, of blessed memory. They have to be servant leaders. So you cannot suddenly begin to act like an emperor after you take the mandate. You must give accountability to the people. As someone said, give us an idea of what you're getting every month and what you are spending, at least some large idea of what that is. There's no way we can say you're doing well when we don't know how much you got and how much you spent. Very important. I just wanted to add my voice in that regard. And then the issue of suddenly starting to campaign even when you are less than 2 years, like halfway into your mandate, is really a waste of time and a distraction unto yourself and also an undermining of the sensibilities of the people. So my advice directly to our governor is that we appreciate the little you've done so far, but we want you to concentrate, please, on serving the people well. And if in the end you serve the people well, then they will decide whether they want to give you a second tenure. Not for you to abandon the mandate of serving us well into campaigns, whether it is direct or tacit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Doris. Thanks for your submission. Yeah. All right. And I think your advice should be, because it's not just about the governor. We are not focusing on the governor, general discussion, but we appreciate your submission all the time. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
Yes, this is the voice of Chairman.
Your voice sounds like you are in a tunnel.
Sorry.
Okay, maybe the radio is interfering. Just turn down the volume and let's hear you better, Ameoche Emmanuel.
Okay, okay. Yes, I'm calling from high level.
Okay, good to have you. Join us.
Thank you. When we talk about leaders and accountability, I think we should first look at the process of election, because when a leader is elected and the process is not in line with due process, you don't expect accountability, starting from the INEC and the electors, because you don't expect a leader that give you money to elect him and then you expect him to be accountable to you. In civilized countries where you can see where leaders come out to debate, talk about what they want to do, how they want to do it, electorate has opportunity to even ask questions. So in that regard, when they start failing, you have the power, the confidence to ask them, this is not what you said in your debate. But a case where you have leaders that come and give money, and if they don't give money, the electorate don't even see them worthy enough to vote for them. And you don't expect you what he or she is doing there. That's one. And then secondly, in our part of, regardless of the fact that he's a thief. So you don't expect a thief to be accountable to you, you know that.
No,
So,
for purpose of this program, I think the word thief is
oh,
inappropriate.
I apologize. I think I just made that quote from Professor Patrick, actually.
Okay, so please don't quote
yes,
Professor
yes.
Patrick on this program. Is that way?
No
Maybe
problem, no problem.
Thank you.
I just believe you get my point.
Okay.
So yes, so I think if we want accountability, the process of election should be a credible one. The choice of who we are electing should be someone that has a pedigree, someone that has track record of accountability, not someone that we think we want it from our side.
Okay.
So yes, if we need accountability from leaders, we should just follow those steps. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ameoche Emmanuel. Thanks so much
You're welcome.
for your submission. Okay, this is the feelings of Nigerians and Benue people on this subject. We are gauging it more. We want to know how you feel and ways we can encourage a peaceful political culture in the state. Morning, and thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. My name is Ibayima Akura, regional person from Wankuma Tiagbo local government.
Okay, Ibayima, go ahead and speak to us.
My regards to guests in the studio.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
To me, my take on this particular topic is that we, the followers, should stop deceiving those that are leading us. What am I trying to say? It is we, the followers, that at times we don't separate politics with governance. Whenever we want to visit or approach our leaders, we do look for things that we go and tell them so that it will please them to do what we want them to do, which is not good. Because the electoral laws separate everything there. There's time for governance. Whenever the election is over, there's another period of election. Whenever the INEC office release program or timetable for that, that is a period of electioneering. So without waiting for that time, we do go for things that we want in our mind, instead of asking our leaders or telling them what is our democracy dividend so that they will deliver them to us. We move on seeking for things that are unpleasant to the general public, which is not good. So let us restrain ourselves from doing that. And let our leaders caution those that are assisting them to stop their followers in that regard. That is my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your position, Ibrahima.
You're welcome.
All right. Leaders should caution those who are indulging in this, and we should stop encouraging our followers. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Thank you. This is Vincent Akwa. I'm calling from Wadata.
Okay, good to have you join us, Vincent.
Yeah, my regards to your guest in the studio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You see, it is very unfortunate that in this Nigeria, we find our political leaders bringing out posters before time of the election. Though this has been happening over the years, but it's not good. I must say the truth. I remember vividly some years ago, during the time of the previous administration. I think he started campaigning for Senate 3 years before the election. So you see, if we don't stop this thing, this kind of practice, we shouldn't be a kind of thinking of any good thing that will come our way from our leaders. And then the issue of being psychophans. You see, psychophancy is what we have noticed that our leaders love. And then some of us, I will not say everybody, some people are happy being psychophans. Looking at what is happening now, just like somebody said, if one particular party wins, or everybody will decamp and go and meet the person that they have seen the light. And then later, if another one starts, they will go and meet. So how can we hold them accountable when we are dancing to their tune simply because they are our paymaster? We should learn how to hold them accountable, even though they are our paymaster. Because if we start holding them accountable for whatever they are doing that is not good, I don't think we will continue being their slaves. Thank you very much, and God bless you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to share my own view.
Thank you, Vincent. We appreciate you for airing your view, too. Okay, let's take some messages before we come back. This one says, good morning, presenter, with your guest. The challenge is that many people are brainwashed with complete ignorance. This is an enlightening and eye-opening program in a democratic setting. But the brainwashed, we see it as an attack. There is a difference between a good leader and a detector. A detector is not accountable to anyone, and his ways remains the only way. Joe Kennedy from International Market in Makodi. Joe Kennedy, we appreciate your position. This one says, good morning, I get radio. Quite an interesting topic, Mr. Nongu. However, want to recommend Governor Hyacinth Alia for ensuring that people of Benue State enjoys leadership will at this moment of sorrows, even as he is sharing in the grief the citizens have been passing through during previous administration. Nevertheless, opposition parties should reduce the manner which the government of the day is being criticized, even when the leadership is working tirelessly. I think that accountability, Abraham E.T. from Federal Low Cost Extension, North Bank, Makodi. Okay, Abraham, thank you. This is your position. Good morning, presenter and the guests in the house. I am Kanti Michael from Gado. Kanti, I think that's Kanti Michael from Gado Villa. The idea of our political leaders abandoning governance immediately after election into campaign is on the alarming side. Even here in Benue State, you see branded vehicles, caps, billboards, and a lot of other things that normally distract people from governance happening. Some of these leaders are not prepared for the office they occupy. My advice is that the National Assembly and State Assembly should enact a law that will compare all the political office holders and their supporters in Nigeria to start talking of supporters who start talking of campaigns after 3 years in office. Okay, thank you. We appreciate your position, Michael Kanji. From our WhatsApp box here, we have this one says, greetings to you, presenter, and everyone in the house. To me, there is no need for all this unnecessary fight. It's not helping us, as our governor should remember he is not going to be the first and last governor of Benue State, and that power is transient. This is Tony from a P. Tony Capacity from a P. Okay, Tony Capacity, thank you. Good morning to you and the guests. Good governance is a powerful key that unlocks the door of development. If any nation, very unfortunate, our politicians are not thinking of development. They have started consultations, schemings, and politicking. Implications are further deteriorating. Implications are further deterioration of our meager resources through corruption. People labeling themselves as pro and this and pro that in the name of 2027 strategy. It's unfortunate that we found ourselves here from Koi from welfare quarters in Makudi. Okay, Koi Frame, thank you. Some of the messages we have had so far will accommodate more later.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Okay, this is Alade John.
Thank you, Alade. David.
Calling from Logo 2. Makodi.
All right, we're listening to you, Alade.
Okay, sir. And I heard the panel they're discussing about they don't know how the money is spending, what is coming in and what is going on. Then, please permitted me to ask a question. I want to ask a question that even though this is not the first time that this thing happened in Benue State, and it happened for several times, even with the past administration, that if one thing what is going on and what is coming in, and how they spend the money, they can't tell. Then it's for us to just to pray for our leaders, because if they want to be the governor of Benue, it's not easy. Those people went there with a zeal to do something better for Benue State. But when getting there's some people that don't want the development of Benue State. They will be finding ways to bring them down or to make the leadership spoil. Then my own is to beg for the leaders that to support to support our leaders, governors, especially governor. It's not easy to handle the 23 local governments on you. Then we should not be complaining, we should not be saying that this and that, but we should make a way to help them, support them, whether in prayer or physically. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Alade, thank you. We appreciate you. In any case, we should make it clear that the analysis here is not about governor, it's not about any particular person. We are talking
in the studio.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Shaka Ushahemba from Ikpayonge.
Okay, thank you. How is Ikpayonge this morning? I love the way you pronounce Ikpayonge. Okay, Shaka, go ahead.
Fine. Yeah, it's calm. It's everywhere. It's good.
All right.
Yeah. And one of these, let me say, one of these issue we that these rulers are these people we choose, we elect to govern us. We need to abide by the law, rules, regulation, and guidelines of various departments that we make us cooperate with those people, that we should have peace and we should be truthful. So what I'm trying to say in most cases is that if some of us that if those people we send, then we choose them to represent us in various positions. So we are the one that we betray them, that let me say in such way that things that we sent us to make it to the public, that everybody, that will be of use to everybody. We are the one that we just keep this to our own family or selling them. So we need to abide to make everything known to people, that everybody will benefit. That is my own contribution.
Okay, I appreciate you, Shahamba. Thank you very much. Okay, let's pause the calls temporarily and come back. And Ikyem, let me how do you react to some of the submissions made by the callers, especially maybe this one is not Tewa Sekwangishe from High Level is concerned that this campaigning or talking about 2027 happens, whose position or role is it to caution these people, and they are never cautioned. They make a general summary of the callers' reactions, then we'll move.
Yeah, I think the callers have appreciated the program so much. 90% of the calls are in tandem with what is happening in the studio. They are of the view that it's too early to start political campaigns because the mandate is still very young, just less than 2 years. So they feel that it is time for governance, it's time to concentrate, and anybody who is bringing politics now, especially the one who is on seats, is trying to cause distractions to himself. That's on that part. And on the issue of accountability, you've listened yourself, and the entire Benue and Nigeria is listening that the people are demanding accountability, that they want to know what they are using their mandate to do. And this mandate has to come with respect, how you are respecting the mandate, how you are using the mandate to coordinate affairs of the state, including the recent happenings, the crises here and there. I think everybody wants this program to help educate our leaders and even we the followers that there is time for everything. For now, it is not time for campaigns, it's time for governance. On the other hand, of responding to who should call people to order, I think it is the leadership. Without fear or favor, these political activities, particularly in Benue State, started as a result of the activities of those in leadership. And like I said earlier, when people who are in leadership that are believed to have the financial muscle, the security connections, and everything decide to open up campaign activities, definitely those in opposition parties are going to follow. If those billboards, if the government will do us a favor by reducing those slogans, those shouting that without these persons there is no Benue. Benue is bigger than everybody. Benue is bigger than everybody. Without me, there can be Benue. Without you, there can be Benue. Benue has always been since 1976. And it will continue to be. It is a thing that we are all coming to pass through and go. Now, if the leadership will not honor these kind of things, this kind of youth chanting war songs, without this person there won't be this, without this one there won't be this, these things, tensions will be reduced in the state. There is one thing that people fail to understand. For the fact that you have the opportunity of shouting those songs and then creating tensions and you are not getting reactions, don't think that people are folding their hands to watch you. They are also preparing. And that could be the biggest disappointment if it happens. Because we expect that we are under an administration that knows Christ. So we should fare better, even now.
All right.
So what I'm trying to say is that we feel that it is the duty of the government to call on a hot, not only one-sided, not they telling other people to stop, but they too should also stop, so that we will concentrate on governance.
All right. I'll come to you shortly, Mr. Pila.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please move away from your radio. Achimejwe, your radio set is interfering and we can't really get
yes, I read it. I didn't get it now.
Hello.
Hello.
Speak on.
I'm asking what you are discussing this morning.
Thank you.
And I want to let my express in the studio.
Achimejwe, I'm sorry, we may have to disconnect with you if
Hello,
you're
hello. I'm hearing you.
But we can't get you. Your radio is very close to you, and the network is also
The
getting
radio
poor.
is away. I'm away from the radio.
Okay, speak on, speak on.
All right. So I critical in the studio there. And I want to let people know that we should stop campaigning for now. It's not time for campaigning. It's not time for delivering the people.
Hello, Achimi.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you. I'm sorry, we may have to disconnect because but we have heard your points that we should stop campaigning and focus on governance, right? Thank you. Thank you very much, Achimi. I'm sorry, the network didn't quite improve, and we can't continue that way because it's getting very noisy. I mean, I end here. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Thank you. I am Mr. Woody calling from Madoka.
The name is who?
Mr. Woody. Mr. Woody.
Full name?
Awodi Harry.
Go ahead, Awodi.
Okay. Thank you. I greet your guest in the studio.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
They have said it all. But however, I want to chip in like this. Right from 1999 down to the present dispensation, we have not had it good the way it is now in Benue State. All this while, we have been changing from one government to another. However, the people of Benue are no longer fools. From 1999 to now, most of us must have added up to 20 or 25 years to our age. We all grew up in this state, and we know what is happening, and we know what is on ground. The question there is this. Gone are the days people are blindfolded, people are told lies, people say all sorts of things against people in power. The problem we have in this state is nothing else. It's a question of poverty. But however, people are now well more enlightened than before. No matter any political calculation, no matter anything anybody says, or no matter anything anybody does to change this administration, they are just wasting their time. By the grace of God, those of us who are in Benue, God will continue to help us, and all of us are going to be alive. If not for this administration, most of us would have told our children by now.
Okay.
So all what
Awodi. Hello, Awodi.
Yes.
Like we mentioned, it is not just about this administration. We're discussing this in general sense, and we're not talking about changing an administration. The focus is on politics instead of
for 2027.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, God is going to see us through. Thank you very much, and God bless Benue State.
Thank you, Awodi. We appreciate your submission. Okay, let it be clear, because the discussion is not focused on changing an administration or anything for now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, I'm Mr. Alumon, calling from Catholic Youth Center.
Good to have you join us, sir.
Yes, I want to very sincerely appreciate the Agate for bringing up this program at this particular time.
Thank you.
Yes, and the issue of politics now, when 2027 is not yet at hand, it's worrisome to most of us. And just like even though trying to disalign myself from what the last speaker was about to say before he was put in order. You see, this present government that we know equally brought up an issue. Hello?
Yes, your answer.
Yes. This present government that was public order.
Yes.
Which was not necessarily order, but I knew there was one thing that the government brought up that was not necessarily public order, but brought about public activity order. But we become worried of recent, particularly I can say that on Saturday, where the state medium, even as I'm speaking to you, was converted into more of a converted into more of an organ of government that into political activities, that political has converted into political songs and activities that are right now going on the radio, or the state radio. So my contribution is that
Mr. Alumo, for purpose of discussion on this program, that may just be an allegation subject to be proven. That for us,
no, it's not an allegation. It's not an allegation.
No, we
it's
have
Alumo,
we have not verified that on Agate Radio and on Perspectives in particular. So we may not accept the submission. This is my position.
Okay, you may not accept it, but it's what I have personally verified.
That but just make your submission in line with what we are discussing.
So my submission in line with what we are saying is that it's too early to go on with politics now. So government should concentrate on its mandate for 4 years.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you for calling in. That will be the last call we will take on the program because our time is no longer there. But Mr. Pila,
yes,
this time let's look at the social media space. Where politics of the state is often discussed. Are you concerned about the buy that seems to occupy our everyday political discourse on the social media spaces?
I think I am more than worried. If I'm trying to get a word to describe my feeling about what's happening in Benue, and please just permit me to say this. There is a particular section of the state, particularly, I want to narrow down to Benue now. There's a particular section of the state that you find them insult themselves, insult their leaders, do woman, the invectives, the buy, like you rightly said, is worrisome. Then there's another part of the state that whatever they do, you will never see it on the social media. I ask myself, how are we faring better than these people? And when you check, an average young man from that place, I'm sorry, I don't want to mention the names, but you see that those who are not even insulting their leaders, those who are not coming to Facebook to pour invectives, to talk down on people, to insult, are doing better than us. We insult everybody. Then the next minute you go on the streets of Makudi, you see the person who was insulting another, he's trekking the streets. So to what end are we getting this? To what end are we insulting people? Are we insulting ourselves? Are we insulting our leaders? To me, I've always had this position that you must not insult before you convey your message. If you want to promote somebody's campaign, you can do that without insulting another. You can do that without demarketing another person's product. And so it is high time we begin to reduce or stop completely the kind of words we use, the choice of words on the social media. Unfortunately, you see like the mainstream media, like we are in your studio now, is regulated. It's not everything that goes out. Before you get your news, you must verify. Just like if anybody makes an allegation here, you intervene immediately. The social media space is open. And so everything anybody wants, he goes out to say. Even when the allegations are not proven. Even when you don't any iota of truth in whatever the person wants to say, he goes out to say it. Because why? There are no editors out there. Nobody's going to screen, to pin down, to kill certain stories, everything that you say, except that some people are being invited to explain certain things in courts. People are beginning to be cautious. But the level at which Benue, I'm talking about Benue, and a particular section of Benue, we insult our people, we insult ourselves, is terrible. Now, what are we doing? Like someone said, we have politicians, I said it here earlier, that we have politicians who take this as their own business. You are the governor today, they are your best friends. The moment you leave the state, they are going to the next person. So to them, that's their own business. When you insult people in this manner, how are you going to look at these people tomorrow? Because I tell you, there are certain people that once you insult them, they will never take it from you. They will never forget it.
Yes.
So how are you going to reconcile tomorrow? there is a way we should play we should play politics in a manner that we can be able to reconcile. Sit down tomorrow. There are some. If I'm in political party A, Ikyem here is a political party B. Whatever is the difference, we should be able to sit out in the evening and catch some fun together as brothers, because we are first brothers before politics. And in this type of our type of politics, we say there are no permanent enemies, no permanent friends, but permanent interests. That means someone who is opposing you today might be in the same party with you tomorrow, or even by this evening. That's how we play it here. So, for us young men, and particularly to young men, you know that once they know that you're a promising young man, they buy a technophone and give you. I ask you to insult. Please check the person's name on Facebook. Check his family. You discover that the children are not even answering their father's name on social media. Why? Because they want to be hidden. They don't want the people to know that I am from this particular lineage. They have a reason why they are doing that. But they buy a technophone and give it to insult people's father, to insult your destiny helpers tomorrow. Please, young men, I want to advise. If anybody asks you to insult somebody on the social media, ask the person to bring his own children first, because their children are going to the best schools. They know how to speak English more than us, so they should be first. You can market your product, you can promote somebody, but not insult, not level allegations that are not proven.
Okay,
that's my take.
Mr. Ikyem, how do we move away from politics of bitterness to politics of brotherliness? This should be your concluding thoughts.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, but it's doable. Once we start doing politics of issues, there will be no politics of bitterness. Once we understand that politics is a game of just selecting who leads us, acrimonies and other forms of bitterness will elude. I feel strongly that someday we will get there. It cannot be always completely out of the system. Even more developed democracies are also having some clashes within political parties or candidates. So it's always there in human nature, but it is our prayer, and then we think that as we grow, our leaders and those who are participating in the system, who are participants in the system, will know that politics is just a game of selecting leadership, nothing more than that.
Okay.
So we should engage ourselves in the true culture of democracy. Once that is done.
10 seconds only.
Okay.
Once that is done, we will all be good.
Okay. Mr. Pila?
Yeah.
Let's have your concluding
just
thoughts.
Very briefly.
Yes.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is saddled with the responsibility of checkmating political parties. If you look at paragraph F to the test schedule of the 1999 Constitution, INEC is empowered, is given the mandate to monitor political campaigns and provide rules and regulations which are govern the political parties. I think INEC has a regulation that deals with campaigns and all these infringements. And so I am calling on INEC to step in. To if it is a warn, they should warn. If it is sanctioned, whatever it is that they would do to checkmate the unnecessary hitting of policy that we are having in Benue, they should do, because it is within their powers to do this. And I think that's what I would say. And lastly, I'll call on our leaders to please allow 2025 to finish before they will introduce full campaigns. For now, let us focus on governance.
All right. Some few messages here to wrap up. I suggest this is time for governance and not time for politics. Ojo Kenneth Sute from Coca-Cola, Kilometer 5, Boko Road, Makudi. Thank you, Ojo Kenneth. Another one, good morning, presenter and the entire guest to the studio. My name is Umasi Austin from Naka. When godfatherism and selection instead of election gain entrance into politics, it chases away transparency and accountability. Finally, it's time for governance and not politicking. And this one, last one says, we are worried but ready to behold politics or governance in our political culture as an equation where Benue and Nigeria thrive in peace by leadership. Good morning. Isaac Otsua from Tsejime in Goma local government. Isaac, thank you very much. And that will be a fine place for us to wrap up on today's edition of Perspectives. Leonard Ikyem He's a political commentator. We thank you very much indeed, Leonard, for coming on Perspective.
Thank you so much for the day.
Daniel Pila is a public affairs commentator. Thank you, Mr. Pila, for your time and valuable insights.
It's always my pleasure.
Dear listener, that's our program today. The discussants and callers have agreed that it's time for governance and not politics, and it should be politics of peace, not that one that will tear us apart. Join us Wednesday for a fresh edition. I am Nathaniel. Now, we'll have a great week ahead. Goodbye.